So I'm probably just gonna keep playing until I like clear like my second like spell master quest, because that's usually how I decide. So I've got 10 more spells to cast, which is probably just a couple more games. Yeah, so now this is interesting. I'm definitely mulliganing Mad Scientist and keeping everything else, because that's just how this deck works. Like these are just like the good early minions, and this is just not really a card. It's just there to support your Mad Scientists. So now it's like a question of like what I play on turn 1, and I think it's just the Mech Warper, because I'd rather play the Spider Tank on turn 2 than the Mad Scientist, or I'd rather just get the Stone Nut Draw if my opponent doesn't Frostbolt my Mech Warper on turn 1. Hopefully, it doesn't have a Cogmaster. That complicates my decisions. Yeah. So now, yeah, I'm definitely just leading with Mech Warper. And you want to do this because it actually lets you have the Stone Nut Draw. Whereas if you were to like wait a turn and then Mech Warper, coin Mech Warper, you don't take advantage of your second mana. All right, so it's like a little lame. I don't just have the Stone Cold Perfects. I think I still play the second Mech Warper just so I can play this instead. I kind of want to play this just to get it down. And he's probably going to play like, I think this is better, because if against most of his reasonable turn 3 plays, like his most likely turn 3 play is a Spider Tank, and that beats Mech Warper straight up. Whereas this, like this exchange is like whatever for me. So now I could just play this. So now my plan was originally just to play Spider Tank, and then play Spider Tank, and then just say, all right, that's fine. Given that I drew this, I think I might rather Mech Warper and Neutron. And this is kind of what I'm talking about. Like even like it's probably Neutron's going to be like fine here, but it's still probably going to be like terrible. He's just going to like Blast Mage it, and it's just going to be like a 1/2 taunt. But I think a 1/2 taunt is still fine. I mean, it sucks because like I'm playing with the 1/2 taunt with the assumption that the 1 damage on this thing is relevant, because it'll let me Mad Scientist and ping to trade in, but that's not like a play I want to make. I mean, assuming the Mech Warper lives, I guess it is. So I think this is just the best overall hedge, and now I can choose between just hitting this thing in to get the secret up. I actually don't mind that. It makes Blast Mage like really awkward for him to play. I think, yeah, I just do this. I don't think the 2 damage matters that much, and I'm planning on doing that thing anyway, so that's fine. So next turn, yeah, so if he has a good turn this turn, I'm in rough shape. But the fact that putting the secret up kind of cuts off Blast Mage as an option for him, which I think is pretty good for me. And Neutron is not good for me. I guess it's fine, because what is he doing with his 2 mana? Snow Chugger. This is just totally fine, right? Like, yeah, so now I'm gonna play Spider Tank, probably hit here. Yeah, so like probably hit here, because I don't think he can afford to ping next turn. And I have 2 good targets to ping anyway, so I definitely hit here, ping here, and then Spider Tank hit his face. So yeah, hit here, Spider Tank, face you. And so next turn I have either Tinkertown Ping or Lothab, which is like a pretty good set of options against what he has in play right now. Tinkertown? Okay, I was afraid that was a Blast Mage. This is like I'm not at all concerned about. Yeah, this turn is totally fine for me. So I definitely want to use the Divine Shield to get a damage in. Yeah, so I think I want to like force, yeah, so I think my play here, yeah, I think my play here is I'm going to hit here, ping, Spider Tank into the 2/3, and that's going to, and then hit him in the face with the Mech Warper, and then play Tinkertown, because that's going to leave him with basically just this against this. And if he makes this attack, the next turn I can trade in the Mech Warper and ping, and then I'm gonna have this 3/2 that's gonna come online in a turn, and then I have this Tinkertown. I guess I should play this first and see what spare part I get, and before I make my final decision. But I think that's like overwhelmingly likely going to be my play. Does that change anything? It means I can it means I can like reversing switch this. That seems worse than pinging. All right, so yeah, so so I'm just gonna make the play I said. So this like gives me like a pretty solid board advantage that he's gonna have difficulty dealing with. And then next turn I have maybe some options. All right, so given that, I think I'm going to use my fireball next turn. Yeah. So now I'm just going to make the play that I described. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm going to play this thing. It's really hard. It's a really hard sell not to play this thing. My plan was to fireball the Yeti and then make this trade and then have a 4/4 and a 3/2 against his thing and then a Cogmaster in my hand to beat his mirror entity. But given that I drew this thing, it's so hard not to play this thing. Like, I mean, the thing is, okay, what am I hoping happens if I do this? So I'd be trading in, doing this thing. So I'm hoping it pings here so I don't have to ping, but I don't have anything else to do with my mana anyway. All right, I think I'm going to ping this, just confirm that I in fact want to make this exchange that I want to make. Yeah, this is like not actually great, but it's fine. Like I don't have a mech for Blast Mage anymore, I guess, which is I think the main argument for playing it there. But I'm gonna draw a mech eventually, and in the meantime, I think I just want what I want. He has a Sylvanas in his deck, an emergency coolant. All right, interesting. Well, I guess I'm just gonna play Cogmasters and then probably just ping his Cogmaster. Like, I don't want to play either of these fatties into a Sylvanas, and obviously these don't do anything. I want to just trigger his mirror. Like, ideally I could like just wait a turn and then make this exchange, ping his Sylvanas, and then make this exchange, ping his Sylvanas, and then just dump the Mech Orbers. But I think that's just too weak. It's basically like I'm basically just not like saying like, all right, I don't have my mana. And now, I mean, oh fuck, yeah, sorry. I meant to ping the Cogmaster and then I just didn't. But all right, whatever. Yeah, so now, I mean, it is kind of awkward if he just runs Sylvanas in, steals a Cogmaster, plays a mech, kills my other Cogmaster, and then I'm like committed to pinging, and it's a bit of a mess. This is way better for me if I just actually made the play I thought I was gonna make in my head, which was Archmage Antonius, emergency coolant. That potentially kills me. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of awkward. I can't kill this, right? I don't have a single good way of interacting with it. So I have to play Lothab. Maybe I should have just sucked it up and played Lothab last turn. He was going to have a good exchange with his Sylvanas anyway. And it was like going to be pretty tough for him to clear both of my Cogmasters while making that same exchange with his Sylvanas. And if I had the Lothab here, not only would that play not have been available to him, I would have just, I mean, then he could attack with Cogmaster, ping, attack Lothab, or attack Lothab with this, and he has a 50-50 shot at getting my 4/4, which isn't even the end of the world. So last turn was probably bad. I probably should have just said, like, alright, the random Cogmasters I have in play are good enough. As is, now I'm just going to be like, alright, sure, I guess this thing. Make that play. It's obviously just fucking terrible for me, but I don't know. I'm not really sure what I was supposed to have done these past 2 turns. But it looks like I'm going to lose because of the plays that I made. That's like, I guess that's also so the problem, the reason why I didn't want to just do nothing is because, yeah, he could have just killed my Tinkertown with a real spell, and then I would have been in serious trouble. Now he's got a fireball in his hand. I'm not totally sure what I'm hoping happens. I think I'm hoping to draw a fireball off of this. I have 1 left in my deck, and then I could kill this and then make that exchange. As is, I am way beyond dead. Next turn he just fireballs me twice. I could have Lothab there. I don't think that accomplishes anything. Maybe it does. Maybe Lothab-ing here was better. I think all of my options are so appalling. I think I'm just dead. Alright. So, yeah, I don't know if there were a couple of turns we played differently. I'm not sure if I regret any of my decisions. But, alright.